Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. Oh, what a day yesterday. Yesterday was October 30th and I paid off my school loans and we are debt free and I am super excited. So now I'm in my EveryDollar. So I've done a few things in EveryDollar. I kind of already have October reconciled for before I got on here because I had just way too many transactions to go through that would just make this a really long video just trying to get things sorted. So what I decided to do was go ahead and slide everything where they belonged, make sure the numbers come out right, and then kind of review October. And then we're going to set up November, which is November 1st, tomorrow, Sunday. It's also a daylight savings, so we get to fall back and gain an extra hour of 2020. I'm not sure if we really want to do that, but hey, we don't really have a choice. So here we go. Now you are going to see in the corner over here transactions right here that I have not posted because they belong in November. I closed out October 2020 and I came out with a zero balance, literally. But because I knew some pay was going to come in early for them, that was meant for the budget for November, that made me feel secure enough that I can bring my October to zero and already have the income for November ready to go in the bank account. So it wasn't too bad. So here we go. We had a lot of deposits this month. We had a lot of transactions. Like I said, I paid off debt. And here's how it looks. So you can see tithing and offering here, sinking funds right here, savings. I haven't done any savings, but that is going to change in the month of November. That's going to be interesting because what I normally keep as a buffer in my checking account as a balance forward that I move every month because I went to zero in October, that buffer I'm going to put into savings every month. That is the goal. But I'm not going to wait till the end of every month to do that. I'm actually going to do something different, and I'll talk about that later. Visa travel go card. My husband wanted some extra money. That's his personal card money. And so we gave him, he gave himself a raise for the month, and that was pretty cool. Housing, utilities, transportation, food, household, lifestyle, let's see, internet subscriptions, healthcare, all this stayed the same, but here's my debt. 35% of my total expenses went to debt. That was a lot of debt. $5,097.58. Now, $5,054.63 was actually my school loan. I do have a little bit that goes on my credit card every month, and I pay it off every month. It's about $42.95 or something like that, just to keep it active, current, moving, you know. Though I don't want a credit score, I don't like a credit score. I don't like the banks force us to have a credit score and make us actually think it's a good thing when it's not a good thing because it's nothing but the measure of debt, how old, how new, how much, how long your oldest account is. Just ridiculous. I don't like the credit score number. And I think if more of us actually paid off our debt and had lower credit scores nationwide and just tell the banks, hey, we're sick of how you measure us like that, because it only measures how well they convinced us that we needed debt and paid that interest. They sold us a product. No, I don't like it. So yeah, you can tell I really don't like a credit score, but they force us to have one to get what we need, like housing, car loans, things like that we actually need. But the consumer debt, the school loans, the credit cards, the frivolous stuff that we put on credit and convincing us that it's good and it's okay, unbelievable. So anyways, there's my rant for today. But yes, 35% of all my expenses was debt. And we paid it off, and you're not going to see anything go in the future. Home maintenance was just 1%. Now, this debt category here is how EveryDollar calculates it, and I never understood it, so I don't use it. I just needed a place to track what I paid. That's all it was. So I just never used it. This category will be going away next month. I'm excited about that. Here's all our income. So I did a lot of moving money around to pay this debt. I literally just moved money around. So quickly, it's the retirement deposit, VA disability. My husband was 20 years Navy, and he gets a retirement check every month. And then he's considered what they call 90% disabled. Doesn't mean he's physically incapable of working. It just means he had, you can get 50% disability when you have a CPAP machine. And then his knees are worn pretty bad from climbing up and down those ladders on ships and going aloft on those antennas on the masts. And I'm like, how did you not get scared up there? I really don't understand that. That was crazy. My son pays us rent. So when they figure disability, there's a lot of factors that go into mental health, so on and so forth. So they consider him 90%. This is what he gets for 90%. For sacrificing his body, his mind, and his heart and soul for 20 years in the Navy. So I think it's not exactly fair, but it's good to get compensated. So rent here, that's my son's rent. He pays us every month. His first salary check, his second salary check, VA education deposit for this month. And then he got a third salary check. So this is one of those magic months that he gets paid every other Friday. And because there was an extra paycheck in the month that we really didn't need because our bills stay the same, our transactions are very close to staying the same, we had an extra paycheck. So that's what went towards that. And that was awesome. And it had some overtime on it. Not a lot, just $200, $230 or so of overtime, but we used it towards the debt. Pardon me. Okay, I'm back. I got a phone call, as you probably noticed in the video, and now I'm back. It was awesome to hear. A friend of mine watched my debt payoff video that I posted on October 30th, and they got inspired and were asking questions, and I absolutely love that. They were like, okay, I'm ready to start. I'm ready to do my debt payoff journey. Where do we go from here? I'm like, well, let's just figure out some times and let's talk about it. And all I really want to do is go, okay, this is what you have. This is how I would do it, but what would you do? And let's talk it out. Why is this a better strategy? What's the strategy? So I'm kind of doing some financial coaching here. Now, I am not a professional and I am not a professional advisor. I'm a common sense person who's trying to do the best they can with paying off debt, which is why I share these videos and share what I'm using EveryDollar to help me with. So, I'm excited about that. Let's jump back in. I left off with my husband's salary overtime reimbursements here. The extra money, I already talked about that. Went to debt. I transferred a lot of money from sinking funds, the $720 from, and you'll see down below, my husband's travel expense savings. That had to go there because it's sitting in our checking account. It's actually our buffer, and I have a little piece of paper note strip off to the side that I'm using to kind of track how much of that $720 that he is actually using for his travel expense. This is the first time he's gotten to travel in a while, and since the spring, for business, and so he gets reimbursed, and we just kind of keep allotted money for him for that reason. So he just doesn't know when he's going to pull the money out of our checking. So I went ahead and put it in checking. It's sitting in there as a buffer. I ignore it for the rest of the bills, and I just move forward, and I track it separately. The rest of that is what we use to pay off the debt and other things. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. I'm excited. Can you tell? At the beginning of the month, we got 8 cents of dividends. That's been there the whole time. We did excellent on our spending categories. I have 4 spending categories: grocery, household, miscellaneous, gasoline, and grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, gasoline. So these 4 categories, I have them starred and favored from the actual lifestyle, food, household, transportation sections. I just like them all together because they're at the top, because I spend most of my time sliding transactions there, and when they're right at the top, I'm not going up and down looking for them. So here we go. We were under budget in all 4 categories. Yes! So that doesn't happen a lot. And I think the biggest reason for the grocery to stay under is because my husband did leave last Thursday. He had to leave, and so we weren't spending a lot of groceries or going out to restaurants. Normally this is $6.50. I had $90 left over. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, this works. Not that I want him gone so I can stay under my categories, but it's just nice that they stayed under. And I'm still budgeting gasoline really, really high because I just don't know when things are going to open up. And it's kind of a nice little buffer to really hold on to as the month goes on in case something pops up too. So here we go. All categories are under, really, really nice. Our tithings all came out except for this last one. We are tithing this tithing in, it's in the month of October's budget, but it's November 1st when they're going to take the money. And then I added some extra because my husband got overtime money, so I guessed on how much that would be, and that's where that came from. So here we go. All my, let's see, balance forward. So this is part of my checking account. I put it under sinking funds because I thought it was lonely. I didn't want to put it by itself. The rest of these are part of my savings account here. So this balance forward is just how I keep track of the buffer or what is left sitting in the checking account in between each paycheck that's not being spent. And I just roll it over every paycheck or every month. And sometimes I put it into savings. Sometimes we spend it. It just depends on what it is. I do a zero-based budget, but I don't take my bank account to zero. I feel that's dangerous, and one little hiccup and one transposed number, and I could have some kind of non-sufficient fund fee, and usually they're like $25 or something. I have no idea. I haven't done one in so many years that I have no idea. So who knows? But anyways, as you can see, what is remaining is nothing because we used all of October's budget to pay for what we needed. These are my annual sinking funds for annual items like Amazon Prime. I only pay once a year. Disney Plus I pay once a year. I'm paying that actually this month coming up. Microsoft subscription for my Apple products and stuff like that. Orkin and termite spray, actually they're coming on Monday. I just remembered that, so I gotta mark that somewhere other than my digital calendar here, down here. Let's see, heating. I don't know why it still says in 5 years. Originally I had planned for enough money to have it heating and AC replaced in 5 years, enough funds to replace it in 5 years. Whether it needed or not, I don't think it will, but I don't know how old the one I have is because I just moved into this house April of 2019. So, but it's running good. It's looking good. I have it maintenance regularly. So the heating AC is actually just a fund for us to pay for the contract where they come out in the spring and fall and do the maintenance. And that's it. That's all it really covers. In the future, I may raise that so I can save funds to replace it, and we'll see. But I haven't quite decided how I want to do that yet. And I'll talk about that in a whole different sinking funds video later. City of Chesapeake vehicle and stormwater. So our city requires property tax fees and stormwater fees and things like that. And I just took what we paid this past year in 2020, combined it all together, and then divided it by 12. And then that's what I put in a little bit every month to pay for that. Cell phone technology, I used all of it to buy my husband's laptop when we needed it. And then we brought it all the way down to zero. And that's fine. That's what it was there for, cell phones and technology, and we needed it. And he needed it. So that's what we did. Let's see, what else have we got? EveryDollar. Now, I'm debating whether I want to keep the EveryDollar because I might go to the free one next year. I can't believe I'm saying that. I love the paid version because it gives me accurate numbers based on the bank account. But I'm thinking about doing the free one, saving some bucks, and I have a style of way I want to do my EveryDollar budgets that are a little bit different than what I'm doing now. My son's a senior next year, hopefully, and I'm just putting money away for graduation, and then dividend savings, that kind of thing. All right, I haven't funded any of these in 2020 because I just did not know if we were going to have the money to do it. Obviously, we didn't, and I'm going to reevaluate sinking funds at the end of this year in December to start the new ones in January 1st, 2021, which hopefully is better than this past year because, oh my goodness. All right, depleted our savings. The only thing I have left is a $666.50 and then this $2.26. Now, this 3 to 6 months, I just put our interest dividends in this category every month. I don't really, just to keep the numbers accurate. That's the only reason I put it there. I will rebuild my savings account emergency fund to $1,000 soon. And I will, but I still have my $1,000 cash reserve in my safe in my house for natural disasters and emergencies and stuff like that. So that's there. But I did use this savings emergency fund to pay off debt, and that's fine because I had the cash reserve. What else did I do? Let's see. Everything came through. Everything got paid. So property tax, mortgage, homeowners insurance, that came out. Natural gas, it stayed really, really low because we haven't had any heat until this weekend on Halloween, and it's cold. It's a little nippy outside. It's like 52, 56 today. So, yeah, I'm going to be freezing sitting outside passing out candy. So, we'll see. I like to sit outside. I like to see the kids coming. I like playing, the Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown episode on my little DVD player, or Scooby-Doo, 1968, through the 70s, Scooby-Doo, on Halloween. I like to play those every year and for the kids and have a kid-friendly, fun kind of Halloween. And I pray for everybody as I go by. They don't know I'm praying, but I do. Just to get to know the people in my neighborhood and things like that. So, yeah. It's kind of what I'm going to do for Halloween this year. Hopefully I don't freeze to death doing it. Electric, home security, city utilities, cell phone, all that came out. Gasoline for the month. I did have that oil change that I put on that card. Grocery household, we saw that a minute ago. We had quite a bit unbudgeted, but that was okay. We did buy some gym equipment. I'm starting to use it myself, and it's very interesting to use. I'm going to have to really get into some videos and get my mindset wrapped around that because I'm a little intimidated, but I really do like it. My husband loves it, and that's what we're doing. Subscriptions, internet, everything came out normal. Son's insurance. Now, next year, you may see this go up drastically. I just read an article that TRICARE Select, and then maybe even retired Select, retired Prime, whatever, because we're retired. It's going to go up. And I don't know what we're going to do about that. So we'll see. Auto insurance, life insurance, health, ABC Health, that will be something that comes up next month. And then school loans, gone. Paid them off. Now, you're going to see here this remaining until the actual physical transaction hits my bank, which will be Monday or Tuesday of next week, and I can make that slide over. I can't really change anything, but it is paid. It is gone. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. All right. The Visa, I did the 2 transactions I have put on there, and then I pay them off, and then landscaping. So that was that, and the end of it. It's the end of October. Yes. Best month of the year for me. So now we are going to go here, this, and we're going to click on November, and we're going to start planning for November. And a lot's going on in November too. So the retirement deposit stays the same. We're going to go through all these, and you're going to see how I do that. All right. I already have the deposit. Here it is, right here. So I'm going to slide it up here. Same and same. Good. All right, so the VA disability deposit. What was that? Oh, there it is. All right, that's going in here. All right, same and same there. Rent transferred from my son's account to ours. That is paid. And let's see. Oh, and the VA education came in. So now what it did when I set my EveryDollar and it rolled to the next month, it kept the same exact numbers I spent for November. So this is what I do. You have to take your amount. You do $916, what your actual deposit is, and you just change it. And now your planned and your actual, or what's received, is right there. It matches. Now, I am going to leave these numbers in. I think this first one's supposed to be 53. And this one's supposed to be 54. Whatever reason, every other check's off by a penny. So that's how it's supposed to. What's next? Let's see here. All right, I got these little dividends, and I gotta look. This one says Lisa savings. So my savings is actually our sinking fund section. So sinking funds, I'm just going to move this over. I'm not going to count it anywhere. I'm just going to move it in there, add a few pennies. It's good. We have a credit union. So with credit unions, you are actually an owner of an account and you get dividends for the money that's in the account. And it's only pennies, but I think it's worth it, because you're not paying them more, they're paying you, which is kind of nice. This is Eric checking. So that's where I just kind of throw here in the 6-month expense thing, might as well just throw it in there. And then, oh, wait a minute, I put it in the wrong place. That's the savings account. Whoops. I'm going to put the savings in there. All right, since I made this mistake, now I got to go down here and figure out. Okay, I'm back. So I finally got up here to my checking account where the dividend was supposed to go and not the savings account. So I put it in here, but I'm going to change this deposit to 14 because last month it was only 8 cents. This month it was 14 cents. Income is income. I'm taking it. All right, so let's get down here. And then what else do I have? Oops, over here. Oh, okay. So there it is. Our budgeted amounts for our categories. Okay. Let's put these in. Now this, I love how EveryDollar allows you to track your spending, but what I don't love is how I cannot track it paycheck to paycheck unless you manipulate EveryDollar to do so. So here we go. Grocery household. Oh, this is supposed to be $1,000. Miscellaneous is $550, and then restaurants is $650. Now I'm pretty sure we're going to save most of this money because my husband is gone and he's not spending. But these are the spending categories. Let's see, and I need to go ahead and move this transaction into miscellaneous. There we go. I've already spent that. And that is it. I got all my transactions done. Whew. The end of the month and the first of the month are pretty busy when it comes to EveryDollar and these transactions. So, yeah. So what I have come up with and what I've decided to do is create categories that don't include my, I'm going to go down here to the bottom. I still got to fix all these numbers because they're a little off. Like transportation, I'm taking out the gasoline. I'm taking out grocery, household, and restaurants. So there wouldn't be a food household category. Miscellaneous, I'm taking out. I would take out that category. I'd leave the rest of the lifestyle and personal, but I would take the rest of it out. And that's all I would change. I would take these 4 categories that you see me budgeting right here, and then I would do paycheck 1, paycheck 2, and paycheck 3. And if I need a paycheck 4, I can do a paycheck 4 and budget only the amount I need for that paycheck period that I track in my actual budget sheets. So I can put the transactions in as they happen on that day, even if it hasn't gone through all the banking systems back and forth to the EveryDollar app. I can go in here, go in my app and look and say, okay, I spent this much today. This is how much I have left until the next paycheck. And that's what makes sense to me. Paycheck to paycheck budgeting is my favorite. I absolutely love it. I like laying it out for the month so I can see where all the numbers lay and what what bill and spending category goes with what paycheck. I love that. That's the beginning. The next step for me is to lay out that one paycheck. And then what do I have tangible cash to spend? That's what I prefer doing when I do my budgeting. And I keep track of it all the time, every day. And yeah, I love it. Now, I do have to take out this tithing right here. And it's because we don't have 3 salary checks for the month. It was only for October. It happens twice a year. It's just you get 26 checks in a year, and the months don't quite line up with those 26 checks because you get paid every other Friday or every other whatever day of the week it is. And that happens for a lot of people. So at least that's what ours is. So I'm balancing forward $0. Starting fresh. A whole new month, a whole new set of goals and financial freedom. And oh my gosh, it feels amazing. So I'm doing $9 for Amazon Prime because I have this $31. It's $119 a year. So I need to take $1 out for 1 month and then go back to the $10. So I'm just going to do $9 this particular month. And then I'll add the dollar back as I go forward, and we'll have the money by the end of the year. Next September when it's due again. Disney Plus is good. I'm actually going to pull from this because it is due this month. So when the money comes out, I just replace it with my sinking fund. That's the beauty of a sinking fund. Same thing for the rest of these. All of this looking good. There's the dividend to keep track of that. Emergency fund. So the first thing we're going to do is build up this emergency fund to $1,000. Then we're going to do 3 to 6 month expense savings. I'm going to start putting in that. Now, this is all one savings account. In the future, when this 3 to 6 months hits $5,000, the first $5,000, I'm going to start putting it into a money market account. And then I'll build up the money market account. So this will be our emergency fund right with our bank. And then this will be a money market account I can easily access as well, but its job, every penny that goes in there, hopefully up to $40,000 is my goal. Every penny sitting in there is to sit there until an emergency happens. That's its job. It's not to grow money. It's not to invest. It's none of that. It's to sit in the account and go, I'm here when you need me. And leave it alone, let it sleep dormant there until an emergency happens. And if you lose your job, or if there's like a catastrophic medical bills that come through and you're just like, you have something. You have somewhere to go. You have a way of budgeting to take care of you and your family. And it doesn't overwhelm you. Where's the money going to come from? Car breaks down. It's sitting over there. Washer machine breaks. It's sitting over there. It's ready and waiting and willing to work. And the thing is, once you use some of these monies, you have to build them back up. So you have to go back into savings mode. Just remember that that's what they're for. Let's see. We're going to do $100 because he's out to sea and really can't shop. I don't know when he's going to take it out, but it's sitting there. Travel expense. When he gets a deposit of travel claim reimbursement, I will put the plan in and the deposit will be in the paycheck. So I'm not going to worry about that. There's our mortgage. Our gas changed a little bit. It only went up to $28.46. Electric dropped a lot, and I gotta figure out what that number is. I think I have it here in my planner that I love, and with my budget sheets that I sell in my Etsy store. And I forgot to write it down. But I do have my draft budget, and I love that. So my electric for this month, let's soon as I find it, there we go. 117.08. It dropped quite a bit. Still had the air conditioning running up until yesterday, and then it got cold overnight, and a little bit next week we'll probably have the air conditioning running. Trying to think, and then it'll finally get cold, and then we'll just work on we'll just have the heat running and not the air conditioning. So that is that. Home security doesn't change. I'm going to keep the city utilities at 100 until I get the bill, and I don't know when that will be. That's at the end of the month, so they haven't quite got us the bill, and they've only recently checked the utilities and stuff like that around the house, so we're good there. I don't know what I assume this is my new monthly, but I'm not sure because I paid off all the leases on my cell phones. So I want to give it a couple months to make sure all the numbers start evening out. And so we'll see what the cell phone bill is. But this is what I paid last month. And that's the best way to do it with variable bills like utilities or things that you're doing changes on. Whatever you paid the previous month, unless you know it's going to go up drastically, then I would budget on the higher side. But if you use what you did last month, and it's only a few dollar difference, $10, $15, $20, and you can handle that, then yeah, just put what you put last month and then wait for the bill and then put it in. So that's how I handle it. So a fresh $250 for gas. I don't think I will be spending all of it, but then again, I might. I don't know. I might get a wild hair and just decide I want to go down and see my parents and go for a weekend or something like that. And they live 3 hours away, so we'll see. I do not have this. No oil change last month, so, that we have to pay on. Grocery, household, miscellaneous. Now I'm going to take this unbudgeted. I never budget for unbudgeted. And when I do spend unbudgeted, it usually means I spent out of the buffer in my checking account of what's left over after everything comes out. So that's kind of where that comes from. Miscellaneous. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did put something in there. Total gym. I can delete this. We paid cash for that. That was awesome. We did not put on credit. We didn't do deferred payments. We didn't do anything. We just, here it is. Pay, bing, bong. 2 days later, it was here. I was like, wow, that was easy. That was too easy. So, but we saved and we planned. So that's what works. I don't see anything different here. I don't see anything. Oh, this is different. And it went up a few dollars. So it's now 107.43. So I might give them a call and see, if we need to update because we're not driving very much. Maybe we can get a discount. I don't know. Life insurance, ABC Healthcare. We're having to pay $60.03 for my husband's CPAP supplies. He has a CPAP machine, so he gets new masks and hoses and all kinds of stuff. That's paid. I'm going to put $100 the next time I go get shots because I've been getting shots every week, and then after my next one, I think I can go every 3 weeks. So this $100 will cover my next doctor's appointment, which is $30 from my copay or $40, something like that. And then my just under $10 shots every 3 weeks. So that'll last me a little while and I'll be good to go. School loan, guess what? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Never see you again. Never, ever. And then landscaping. I'm only going to do 65 that I know for sure because the grass isn't getting very high. And then I will decide if I need to add more. I think he comes on the 13th. And then after he cuts the grass, if he needs it again, if I need it again one more time, fine. If not, here in Virginia, I just really don't know. But usually mid-November, that's what we did last year. And that's when he stopped coming to cut the grass. And then we may think about buying our own riding lawnmower and teach the kids how to drive it and have them cut the grass. I would do it, but I can't because I have allergies and asthma, as you saw. And every time it's a mess. It's a mess. So anyways, this is my new budget. Okay, I am back. So I see this large number. I'm like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? And I moved myself across the screen. So that's why I'm all the way over here now. So what had happened was I forgot to make some adjustments. The salary overtime, no. That was a magical check that we get every once in a while. I need to take that to 0. And then there you go. There's a number. And I forgot. I had all this transfer from sinking funds over here that I forgot that from last month that rolled over. Like I said, whatever's in October rolls over into November. So you see that, and then you got to change that. And then I have this $212, 0. Okay, and there's the dividend. There we go. Okay. So, if I did my numbers right, and I'm still shocked at this, $2,153.60 that I'm looking at right now, because obviously I didn't do EveryDollar before I came on. I like to do it live in front of you, and sometimes mistakes happen and things pop up. But I did do an Excel spreadsheet. Yes, I do it paper, I do Excel, I do EveryDollar, I do it all. Just to provide the content for you guys, I do it all. Now, I don't expect others to do as much as I did, but yeah, I enjoy it this much. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy doing this. So it's very close to what I had in my online, my Excel sheet. So I'm going to have to do some tweaking here, but I might have a couple $1,000s at the end of the month to put towards savings. Now, I'm probably not going to put all of it towards savings. In fact, I may not put any of it towards savings. I know this is the month of savings. I want to put some of it in. But my son is in desperate need of a whole new bedroom suite. He's 22 years old. He's autistic, but he lives at home, and he needs a young man's room. I mean, he has a queen size bed already, but he needs, something a young man really could, enjoy and really kind of have a hangout space for him and his brother. So, and just kind of feel like a grown-up in his own room. So that's kind of where a lot of our beginning potential savings is going to go. A new bedroom suite for my son. And then Christmas is coming up. And then anything we spend for Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure how much savings we're going to do. But I do know we're going to do some. But January 1st, I'm definitely going to make the effort and time to put everything into savings. And I think it's okay if you're in a situation where there are some needs that need to be met, then you need to meet them and take care of yourself and take care of your family. And it's just long overdue. We have dreams, if we're staying in this house for the future, to make one of our son's bedrooms larger. And all our bedrooms are on the second floor. So we would have to expand out and on the second floor. So that's going to take some pretty pennies right there to really take care of things like that. So this is how I budget. This is how I'm doing it. Now I'm going to come up with another video because this is already very lengthy as it is. And next week I'm going to show you how I plan to budget from now on. I just wanted to go ahead and show you the new numbers for November. When you have money left over like this, left to budget, all I simply do to track it is put it in a category, and this is the only one that's a part of my checking account. The rest of these are all in a savings account. I just put it in here, and if it needs to be rolled over to the next month as part of the budget and income, you can roll it over. It just sits there until you move it into the income section. So yeah, now I have a zero-based budget. I assigned that $2,000 a temporary holding place with a balance forward. So if it needs to balance forward, it can. If not, I know I can use it for something else like buying furniture for my son. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. I pray it's not too long for you to watch. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.